Hi, family. Today I have the one and only Melanie Clark with me. Melanie Clark is a love and life coach duo with her husband, Anthony, and together they are called the Amazing Clarks. Welcome, Melanie.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, I am with the Amazing Clarks. They call us the Amazing Clarks because we empower people to live amazing lives. Our clients called us that, so we just ran with it.
Okay. Now, I asked you to join me today because I not only love your life journey story, but
Thank
I
you.
love the fact that you did the work and
Mhm.
then you turned around and started helping others to do the work.
Yes.
Let's get into a little bit of your backstory. Let's go
Okay.
back and then we'll go forward.
Okay. So let's see how far back we want to go. Well, I grew up in foster care. I'm biracial. My mom's white, my dad's black, and I was born in 1966. And it was still illegal for white women and black men to be together. So they were harassed by the police a lot. My mom ended up being arrested while she was pregnant with me. So I was born in the Fresno County Jail. And
Mm,
as soon as I was born, I was taken straight to foster care because at that time they believed a black child should be with a black family. So I was
mhm,
taken to a family and I lived with that family until I was about 6 years old. My mom and my dad would visit, but they had problems. They were both into drugs and all kinds of things.
mhm,
So they didn't get me back. I went and visited. But my journey really started during that time because I remember being like 4 years old and realizing that I was different. I had this moment where I used to sleep on this bunk bed and I looked out the window and I had this sense that I'm not this physical body. I'm the
mhm.
stars. I come from the stars. Like I was amazed at my body. And to me, that was my first spiritual moment. And I always felt connected. But as I got older and all of these traumatic things happened to me,
Mhm,
I felt
mhm.
less and less connected. But that lack of connection is what sent me on a journey looking for it again. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
So when I was about 6 or 7, my mom got me back and I went to go
Okay.
live with her, but she still had addiction issues. There were always unsavory characters around.
Mhm,
We
mhm,
were just not around good people. So a lot of bad things
mhm,
happened. I got molested as a little girl. And then I think when I was about 10 or 11, my older sister, who was 16 at the time, had a live in
mhm,
boyfriend. And she
mm,
took me and my little sister in. And she just came and got us one day when my mom had passed out and left us alone and
mhm,
said, "You're going to come live with me." And so we lived with her until we
mhm.
were old enough to live on her own. But it wasn't even really, I wasn't really old enough to live on my own. I was
Okay.
14 when I met my first husband. And I moved in with him by the time I was 16. We had a baby by the time I was 17. And
Okay.
then I just went to work. Like, I just thought, I really believed that if I just work hard and I buy a house and I raise my babies, everything will be
Mhm,
okay. I just got to follow the rules of society. So I did that.
okay.
I went to school to become a dental assistant. I got a really good job. I worked hard. I saved my money. I bought a house by the time I
Mhm,
was 21 years old. I was married by the time I was 24. I had another child. I had 2 children. But something started to happen. I just never felt like I was enough. And so I found myself crying in the shower, going through bouts of depression. A lot of fighting started in my marriage. I know now a lot of it was me. Back then, I had victim mentality, so I blamed it all on
mhm,
him, but it wasn't all him.
mhm.
I had a part in it, right? Two to tango,
Right,
can't just be one
right,
person.
right. You're right.
And so I really begged my ex-husband to go to therapy. I knew I needed therapy. And,
Mhm,
he was Hispanic, so that wasn't part of their culture, especially back then in the 80s, and the 90s. He was like not having it. So I decided to go on my own. And I learned in therapy that had been traumatized. I didn't know I was traumatized. I thought everybody kind of went through the things that I went through, and it was normal. And I had just learned to put my head down and work hard and keep going and don't think about it. And in therapy, I realized I had some codependency. I was a child of an alcoholic, so there was some narcissism in there that helped me not feel good enough. And my mother was really hard on me. When I was with her, she was abusive. She beat on me. She constantly told me that I was a liar and I was stupid, and men were just going to want to use me because I was pretty, like all of these negative messages. And going to therapy really set me on the track of like understanding my mind. And I just fell in love with personal development. So I went to therapy. I read every book I could read on the subject. I even did some work in Scientology, some energy work. Like it just opened me up. Yeah, it just opened me up to like, look at every modality, look at every option, read about it, learn about it. And I ended up finally at some point as I grew, I outgrew my husband and I could no longer relate to him. And so I ended up getting divorced when I was 20, little after I had my son. So I think I was between 24 and 25. And I found myself single with 2 kids, and I've always been really nice. So I rented an apartment down the street from my ex-husband so that the kids could still have their dad, you know, and like we could share them back and forth. Like I was just trying to be nice, right? I was like, okay,
right.
I just want my freedom, but I don't want to damage my children. So I literally, everybody thought I was so dumb. I said, keep the house. Keep the house, keep the stuff. I know how to work. I know how to earn. I know how to provide for myself. I don't want to fight with you over a washer and dryer and damage the relationship with my children. So I literally just gave him everything, rented an apartment and started over. And we shared custody of our children, and that worked pretty well. And then I started dating, and then I met Anthony.
The Joker.
Yes.